Hey, what's good, everybody? Welcome to another live session with the Hype Magazine. I'm your editor-in-chief, Jerry Dobie, and today I have the pleasure of speaking with this young lion by the name of Brett Jetski. He is an amazing young lion. He's got some amazing music, and he's new to me, but I don't think that we're going to be forgetting about him anytime soon. He's got a new album coming up. We're here to find out more about him and his project, and so welcome, Brett.
Or what's going on? What's going on?
We're going on, brother. We're going on right now. That's what it is. That's what it is. You and your project. Infrared is the name of the project, right? And
yeah, Infrared.
That's coming up. Okay, awesome. So look, from the inside looking out, talk to us about Brett Jetski, the artist.
So I grew up in Miami, Florida with my family, and everything was all good. I never had, struggle. Everything was always good. And Brett Jetski started out in 2017. I wanted to kind of dive in when everyone wanted to become a rapper, I jumped on that trend. And it started just making music for fun. And just like a few friends requested for me to make songs. So, I'd make a couple of music, like make some songs for them, and then eventually turn into more and more people wanting to hear my stuff. And now it's just like I'm collaborating with artists and I'm getting a lot of plays and the buzz.
Yeah, it's crazy, and you're doing a good job on social media as well, getting the word out.
Yeah,
I mean, and the product,
the promoter, the manager, I've been running it all.
Hey, you know what? That's one of the hardest lessons to learn as an independent or unsigned artist. I don't want to say unsigned because you probably have your own imprint that it's coming out on. So we'll get into that. But independent artists, you know what I mean, doing it, financing your own career, investing in your dream, and putting out really quality product. I really have enjoyed listening to the project. What was the defining moment that made you take the leap to say, I'm going to invest in myself? I really have something here, and here we go.
I met an artist, and I think you've actually spoke with him before, Mo Chapo from Miami, Florida.
Okay.
And we made a song together, and it got 30,000 plays. And I was listening to people left and right telling me, oh my God, this is so good. This is insane. Like, I can't believe this is you doing it. And I was like, I want to take this to I want to elevate. I want to take it to another level. I want to shock people, and people who knew me personally were like, we never expected something to come from, you. And I just continued to surprise and continue to, top myself. And I was like, well, if they think this song's good, let's throw them with something else. Let's throw another curveball. And I'm trying to shock everybody with this album.
Okay. Where'd you get your chops? Were you did you go to a performing high school or something like that? Or?
I swear it just comes to me. It just comes naturally to me. I'll get a good beat going, and the lyrics are just going to start coming to me. I just start writing. I can make a song, and I'll make a song in an hour or less sometimes.
Really?
Yeah. And I'll send it over to the producer, and he'll get it back to me. We can get a song done in 3 or 4 hours.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is it based on what you're feeling? Maybe a sound that you heard?
Yeah, I just feel it. I feel the sound. It just comes to me, and I just start going, and it's just kind of automatic. It's just from the heart.
Man, you like Michael Jordan, just a natural athlete. Feel me? Just a natural athlete. It just comes easy. Just comes easy. He's shooting 60-foot shots and clowning people. And here you are coming in. This is your debut, right?
Yeah.
Your official full project debut.
Yeah, there's been a lot of work in this. There's been a lot of build up, a lot of promotion, a lot of hype around this. So I'm so excited. It's tough to sleep.
I can understand. You got to really, it's going to make an impact, I believe. And you keep going the way that you're going, handling your marketing and handling your PR and things like that. Good music markets itself, but with a little help and push, using the proper techniques and things, and you're doing a great job right now, it'll push it over the edge. You know what I mean? So what's the official drop date?
So the official drop date is going to be July 22nd at 9 a.m. Eastern time.
Okay. And it's going to hit everywhere?
It's going to hit all platforms. Yep.
Okay. Can I ask you, you're young, independent. You had some choices to make as far as distribution and things like that. Who did you go with?
Yeah, so I mean, I'm using DistroKid like to just self distribute, and I'm not currently signed to like any label or anything currently. I've just been working with myself. I've had people give me tips and help me out and assist me, but for the most part, I've just been riding solo, and I'm just seeing where it takes me.
Okay. Can you tell me, because I don't make music, but why you chose DistroKid as opposed to like TuneCore or United Masters or something like that?
So, I mean, DistroKid has a lot of options when it comes to like releasing. Like, for example, like I can, give myself a label name. So I'm I'm running as Brett Jetski Records currently.
Okay.
Organizing the drop dates, organizing, putting the lyrics out, getting the sounds on TikTok, all platforms that you can organize which platform you want. I think it was just like the easiest, most like, I guess, well-known distributor that I've seen, but used by other artists. So.
Okay. And so your lyrics are going to end up on Genius and all of that.
Yeah, that I'm also gonna put all together. I'm gonna put the lyrics on Genius. I got them. I think I have to manually like input them on Genius. It's like a different thing, but
Okay.
it's going on. I'm gonna add it to like iTunes and Spotify, so that when you play the music, it's gonna show the lyrics. Yeah.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah.
That's dope. So July 22nd, 9 a.m. That's East Coast time, obviously. You're in Miami.
Mm.
And tell me, how did Miami music culture help you define your sound?
So I've been listening to rap music since like a young age. I started I was like 8 years old. It was like second grade, and I went to this basketball camp at my school, and there were high schoolers who were the counselors for the basketball camp, and they were all bumping Lil Wayne. And when I first heard that, I was like, oh my God, like I love this. Like I love this music. And I would go home and I would go into my parents' like office room, and I would sneak listens of the Carter 3 on their office computer when they weren't. I was like, they couldn't have seen me listening to that when I was that young. They were like keeping me away from that stuff at that time. But then, so I'd sneak listens in, and the more and more I listened to it, I was like, I loved it more and more. And then through Lil Wayne, I found Rick Ross and Drake and a bunch of other artists, and then it just grew on me. And then ever since then, I've just like, rap has been like all I've listened to. I've just loved it.
Okay. So as you started listening to these iconic artists and other sounds and up and coming artists, how did you avoid letting them influence your particular voice? How did you find your particular voice?
Finding the voice is the hardest part. You make song after song, and you try to sound like everyone else, and it doesn't work. And I think it's always better when you try to find your own voice. And I always try to make my own song sound unique. I want to have like a story. And what else I went for, I wanted everyone to be able to listen to my music. I want it to be everybody friendly. I don't want just like one crowd to be able to listen to it. I want my grandma to be able to listen to it. I want my little sister to be able to listen to it. I want anybody to be able to listen to this and enjoy it equally.
Yeah, there was no rough stuff in your music, which I liked. I'm like, yeah, he's slick with it, but there's no rough stuff here, which is really refreshing. And you're not mumbling, and you're not whining. Did I say that? I did say that.
No mumbling. We don't do mumbling either.
No mumbling, no whining. It's really, really great quality music. Do you, as we discussed, I am one to get the artist to tell me what might be their favorite, which single is going to really define Infrared, do you think?
I mean, I named the album after it. I believe that Infrared is going to be like the big song, because I've had people come into my studio, and I've had them listen to that song, and like I've probably brought in 10 people, and I like 6 out of the 10, and the people I knew, they were like crying after I played it, because they're like, this is unbelievable that you came, and even from the intro, they were already like enthralled by it. And I'm just putting all my chips in that song. I think that song's going to do really well.
Okay, so tell me how you feel when you see somebody crying to your music. Oh, that's got to be a trip.
It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable, because when I first started making music, at first people were like, no way he's rapping this and that. But to go from that to someone like expressing emotions from your music, it's like, it's a unique feeling. It's a unique feeling. It's an amazing feeling too. It's like, it's unbelievable.
What year did you start?
I started making the music in 2017.
Okay.
And I didn't really start to gain like, attention up until around like quarantine, like 2020. And
Okay.
people started to listen to my music and they're like, oh, wow, this is pretty good. Like, can we hear some more from you? Like, can we hear some more from you? And that's also when, my name became Brett Jetski. It was also in that 2020 time.
Okay.
Yeah.
I figured the jet ski came because you're in freaking Miami and it's like a mandatory equipment.
Yeah, it is. It's mandatory. It's a mandatory thing for sure.
I love
when you're
it.
down there. Yeah.
What's the most fun for you about creating the music?
I mean, you just start with a beat and you just you can do whatever you want with it, and you can turn it into whatever you want. And you just take this thought, this idea you have in your mind, and you really put it into sound. Like it's like, thinking of a story and putting it on paper. I'm thinking of music and I'm putting it out. And it's like, it's insane when you just imagine something and it comes to life and people love it. Like it's just such a good feeling. Like it's amazing.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're doing your own business. It's Brett Jetski Music right now. That's the label. Hey, that's pretty dope. Why not?
Not too bad. Not too bad.
Yeah. So did you agonize any over the name, or did you just accept the fact that it should be your name?
It just is, and it's funny too, because when I walk around places now and I see people I know, they're like, oh, what's up, Jetski, oh, what's up, and it just sticks. Like, and I've had people debate, they're like, oh, mate, what if you change your name? And I'm like, nah, it just feels right. Like it feels different, it feels right, it sticks.
Okay, so what are your plans to support the album? Are you going to move around? Do you have some performances lined up? What's on the slate?
So, I mean, for the album, I just want to see how it performs, like in general. I have some singles lined up too after the album, some really crazy stuff that I have planned for the time ahead. Currently with performances and stuff, I don't really have anything planned out in that division of stuff, but I definitely am going to be, doing some promotion for the album. I'm going to be, getting the songs out there, trying to just, grow those music and get some, fans going.
Have you been, I'm new to TikTok. How have you found it for promotion for your music? I'm a journalist. I don't make music. I'm not TikTok, dancing on TikTok.
Yeah, I mean, TikTok has become like this hub for new artists, and I mean, you can overnight skyrocket just based off of a single video. And I actually know, a few people who are big on the platform, and they're also gonna work with me, and they're gonna do videos with my music in the background. And
wow.
And yeah, so we're going to try to grow through there as well, try to bring in people through TikTok, because that's become like the easiest and like the best way to get yourself out there.
Okay, so you can really do some really dope collabs.
Oh yeah.
With the influencers there. They're probably easier to reach.
Oh gosh.
And then the fans, everybody likes to dance, it seems like, this new generation.
And it's crazy because there's so many people on that platform that like there's an insane amount of people who have a big followings. There's I can't even count on my hands how many people I know personally who have at least a few 100,000 followers. Just off the few videos that they put out. It's crazy. It's like it's the place to put yourself out right now, for sure.
Okay. Yeah. You've done your research.
Yeah.
What's the most satisfying for you about making music? Is it getting stuff off your chest? Is it just seeing how it comes out?
There's nothing I love more than when I have the sound in my head. Everyone's got a tune that they'll come up with in their head. They're singing in the shower, they're singing wherever, but like not that many people can really turn it into a real sound. And when I get that audio file back from the producer and I press play for the first time and I'm in my chair like this, oh my God, this sounds amazing. That feeling is like, it makes me want to keep making the music and also releasing it. I love, putting it out there. I love hearing, what people think, good or bad. I love hearing, that the fact that you just listen to it, I greatly appreciate it. I love it. And I'm so fortunate to have people who are actually, listening to it and loving it. But yeah, all that stuff, it makes me just want to keep going, keep making more tracks, keep doing better.
Okay. So you have so much energy, bro. Like, how do you calm it down in the booth and serve up so smoothly? Because you're smooth with it.
I'm able to just zone in when I'm in the studio. I'm like a different person. I'm like, I'm a very serious. I'm very like, solemn. I'm quiet. I'm ready to go. And like when I get my lyrics in and I get in my head, I want to get it done in one session. I always have trouble, picking it back up after I know a lot of people who can do songs in parts. They make a single song and, over the course of a week, but like my songs are made like right then and there. And like, I want to make sure it all gets out right. It sounds the same. It sounds smooth. I go for the, I come in with the smooth voices. I get a little close to the mic. Yeah. All that stuff.
Yeah. You got some great nuances for somebody so young and inexperienced. Yeah. Not that, I'm not discounting your journey to where you are. I'm just saying you don't have 10 or 15 years in to be this nice, you know what I mean, with the details. So I picked that up. I'm like, you got some nice, and your use of timbre and intonation is pretty masterful for someone so young. And to find out from you that it comes naturally is, really extraordinary. So I'm excited. And, we're having this conversation now. I think that we've graduated from interview to conversation. So I'm excited to actually be able to drop the review. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like of the project. Yeah. And, the conversation is good because your energy is infectious and things like that. I love the music. I've actually got 2 computers going. One's got you up so we can roll and I can work to it and really live with it, until release date. And then here we are on this one having a conversation. I've really enjoyed it. So what has been, since you're still young in the game, I asked this question, but what has been like one of the biggest surprises for you about the business part of the music business?
I used to think that it's such a different day and age from how it was, a while back in the music industry. And you can really reach out to anybody and have the chance of them getting back to you. And, for example, like, Mo Chapo was an artist that I idolized for like a couple of years. And I was like, I looked at him as someone I can never reach out to him. I can never get in touch with him. And then like, just to think that 2 years later, now I got a song with him because I just hit him on an Instagram DM. And that was that. And I actually had another song I did on it's on SoundCloud, and I did a song with this guy I saw. Do you know the show No Jumper? Would you know No Jumper?
I know who No Jumper is, the podcast.
Yeah, the No Jumper podcast.
Okay.
So they had this guest on there. This guy Crip Mac came on the No Jumper podcast, and I was like, who is this guy? His energy is crazy. I shot him an Instagram DM and he shot me back like an hour later, and we ended up making a song too that we got on SoundCloud.
Is that Crip Mac, the one from the 50s?
Yep. Yeah.
Keeping it 50?
Yep. Yeah. It was too funny. People were like, how did you collaborate with this guy out of all people? And I was like, I just reached out to him and he got back to me. We made it possible.
Okay. So you guys did the song online, or did you actually get a chance to face up?
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, I would have had to go all the way out to like LA if I wanted to
right.
with him. So he cooked something up in his booth. He sent it over to me. I pieced it all together. I added my verses. It was such a hilarious contrast. You have his crazy, voice as the chorus, and then I was doing verses. It was such a crazy contrast. It was a really funny song. It was a great song though.
Keeping it 50.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love watching him, man. I love watching him.
Oh yeah, I love him. He's hilarious.
He's a pretty nice guy, it seems like.
Yeah.
I watched him like give like exorbitant tips to fast food workers, and don't get it twisted. He is what he is, and he reps what he reps, but he seems to be a nice person underneath all the.
Yeah, we FaceTimed a couple of times. It was hilarious. It was amazing. Yeah, it was so funny.
That's just fun. Let me ask you this: now that you've discovered your voice and the reception has been positive, is music like air? You got to have it.
What was that question again?
I'm like, is music like air to you? Is like you got to have it. It's part of your breath, or is it just something that you're doing?
Man, I mean, for the past 5 years, it's been something that I've just gone in and out of. I At this moment though, it's like super important to me. Like there's just like I'm seriously like emotionally like attached to like what I'm doing right now, and I'm like so locked in and laser focused on it. And I guess in a way I would say that kind of like it's kind of like a very big part of my life right now. And it's like borderline like a necessary like thing that's going on right now. Like, you know, I there's just like it's my heart. It's my heart telling me to keep doing it. You know, it's just something inside. It's that energy.
It's a hell of a love affair when you find something that you just gotta have. You want to reach out, touch it, caress it, and see what develops and let it blossom. You know what I mean? Pretty big. You know what I mean? I love it. I love your energy, bro. I can talk to you a lot. Like, we have to come back after the album drop.
Oh, I know. We're gonna do another one.
Yeah, we'll do another one, and situation will be totally different. It'll be, you know, just us having a conversation, because I'm interested in what's going on and your take on the reception. We want to get the follow up on the reception and all that good stuff, because I just want to see what happens. I want to see how Infrared, and when you drop that, you know, push that as the single, I want to see how Infrared does on like TikTok. I want to see the product that's coming in and how wild people get with it and how they connect. And since this is your debut, I want to see how you're able to connect with them. So I'm going to be watching Brett Jetski on social media. Matter of fact, I believe I am following you. And I'm going to turn the notifications on the 22nd.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. So just to see what's happening and how you're doing, I'm really going to pay attention. Then maybe we'll schedule it for a week after drop and give you a chance to breathe and recover, let it marinate. And we'll come back and do this again. What do you think?
I would love to do that. I love it.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Man, is there anything you wanted to cover that I neglected?
I mean, I just want to say thank you to like the fans, to my family and my friends for, you know, like supporting me through this. And that's also a huge motivation that keeps me going. And if you're not already following me, it's Brett Jetski FM on Instagram. And yeah, album July 22nd, 9 a.m. Eastern time. Super excited.
Okay. I love it. Look, I can't tell you too much right now because I'm under, you know, G16 super classified right now, but it's an amazing debut project. One of the best debuts I've heard this year. Good quality music. I'm rocking with it. I'm not going to cuss because I want this to be able to go out to everybody. But you understand what I'm saying. I'm really rocking with you.
It's gonna be something else. It's gonna be something else.
I love your energy, and thank you for trusting me, you know, with this conversation, man.
Oh yeah, thank you so much for having me. Appreciate it.
Sorry, man.
Oh, all good.
Damn, I smoked too much. Not that. Cigars, baby, cigars. You know what I mean? Cigars. Anyway, all right, everybody. The Hype Magazine live sessions has been Brett Jetski. The project July 22nd is called Infrared, and he's going to be pushing out. I'm presuming that there'll be a video to go with Infrared following soon.
Yeah, that's in the works. It's in the works.
If you're not rocking with him on Instagram, do that, and then follow him on TikTok, because you're obviously on TikTok as well, and there'll be some promotions going on there. Never can tell, you might get a face up with this young lion, and before he really blows up, because I think he got one. I absolutely think he got one.
Thank you so much.
All right, I appreciate you. Night Magazine live sessions, Brett Jetski. We're out.
All right.